Hey, Dr. David Powers here. Let's go real fast and freestyle this because all the kids are upstairs. I want to try to get this video in before they come running, barreling down the stairs, and lots of commotion, chaos, things like that. 5 kids will do that to you. So I want to talk to you a little bit about my book reading method and how I like to go about reading books. Now, Ramit Sethi has some good advice. He basically says, if you come across a book that you think you should read, make that investment in yourself. Even a good hardback book is only going to cost you about 25 bucks. Now, you could wait a little bit longer and get it used on Amazon, and by a little bit longer, I mean maybe a week or so, get it used on Amazon for half the price. Wait a little bit longer and get the paperback even cheaper. But if you come across a book that you feel you need for your career, your self-improvement, your spiritual life, anything like that that is extremely important, might be a parenting guide, who knows, go ahead and buy the book. Buy the book and digest that information. It's a small price to pay for investing in yourself. Now, here's my method, though, that might save you a little bit of money and a little bit of time. So when I hear a good book recommended, such as this one, Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. You can see I got 2 copies sitting here on the desk. This book was recommended by my friend Dan Miller on one of his podcasts, and he spoke about going to one of Dr. Joe's lectures and really enjoying it. And he mentioned this book, and it sounded really, really neat to me. And it is an amazing book. I'll review it much more in depth later on, because right now we're talking about the method. And so here's what I do is I went and I got it from the library. Yep, they do still exist. There are still libraries out there. And though I have my problems with how libraries are run and how they affect the community, let's lay all that aside for another video. I use my library quite a bit. I use it instead of Redbox to save a few bucks there, and I save a few bucks on the books, and I'll tell you how. I'll go there and I'll get the book first. And what I do, and I'm not going to tell you which library system I belong to, because what I do is I go in the book, and when I see things I want to remember, I'll make a tiny little dot in the book. I know, I'm defacing a library book, but I make those dots so small that nobody's going to notice. And I'll be honest with you, I am much gentler on books because I love books. So much more gentle on the books than renting one of these books out to a little kid with greasy, dirty, grubby little hands who's going to sit and read it while they're at the dinner table with orange juice on their fingers and everything else. And next thing you know, it gets returned to the library in pieces with pages falling out and ketchup stains on the inside. Not me. I just make little dots. And so what I do is I'll make all the little dots that I need until I get to a point where I decide, you know what? This book, when I'm sneaking down, this book is worth buying. I'm going to go ahead and buy this book. Say hey, buddy.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, say hey, everybody.
Hey.
All right, you go ahead and come on over here and draw some while I'm doing the video. Thanks, man. All right, so what I do is if I get to the point where I'm making tons of dots and tons of marks, I don't want to keep defacing the book. Not defacing. I don't want to keep overusing the book, because at that point I decide, you know what, I need to go ahead and buy it. See, if I haven't gotten to that point, I can read the whole book, enjoy it, and it may not be a book that I want to keep. And so no need to buy it. This one was one that I wanted to keep. So what I did was I'll be turning this into the library as soon as I'm done with this video, and I'll just give it back to them. And I went ahead and ordered my own copy because this thing is so chock full of information that, at some point it may get to the point where I'm going to start underlining just about everything. I'm writing stuff in the columns. I'm underlining things. I'm coming up with my own ideas. Not only that, I'm getting a full page of notes. Just all kinds of things that I'm doing to this book because it's mine now. Now, I would not have done that with the library version. So that's what I do. When I get a good book and want to read it, I want to keep it. You can see some of them on the shelf behind me. I don't keep many books these days. I used to be a total book nerd, and I had stacks of books, and Marie Kondo would absolutely hate me because I didn't love every one of those books. And so I got rid of a lot of them. Gave them away. They were still good. But there's a few I kept. There's one behind me called Anti-Fragile. That thing is full of notes in the columns and underlined sections and things I'll go back to as I help myself, help raise my kids, and also help my clients with the information. Other books I can read, take a few notes out of, and just pass them on. I'll get those from the library or pick them up from a garage sale or the Goodwill store. And so that's how you can save a few bucks, but still invest in yourself by getting every book that you feel you need to help further your life, and just come out on the other end wiser, more wealthy, less in debt, and more able to help your kids to become the successful human beings that they need to. And so if you have any questions, just feel free to pop in the comments. I'm on here quite a bit answering comments because I love when people see my videos and enjoy them. And so, hey, buddy, let's say goodbye.
Bye.
All right, it's Dr. Dave and Little Man signing out. Y'all take care.